Colby,
Hi.
talk to me. What do you think about this project?
It was definitely a learning experience.
And?
There was a lot of rocks in this yard.
How many rocks in this yard?
Too many, really.
Maybe all of them?
Maybe all of them.
All of them.
This whole pond was made with just the yard rocks.
Yeah, kind of feels that way.
Yeah, I think it is that way.
Good morning, everybody. Today, me, Jason, and Colby are starting a new project up in Succossana, New Jersey. We're gonna be installing our Tranquility Elite Pond. Now that's a 10 by 14 pond. This little square here is where the skimmer is gonna be. That is our 2-inch line up to the biofalls. We've got 10 foot this way, 14 feet this way. Nice natural shape, no hard edges, nice curves. Our fish cave will go over in this spot here. And then this dotted line here to this dotted line here is gonna be a nice berm of soil so we don't get that volcano look. This is nestled right at the edge of a patio that they have on the back side of their house. They'll be installing some travertine pavers along this gravel part here. Outside, a beautiful porch and deck area. Landscaping here is great. So what we're doing, we're gonna salvage the lawn as best we can by laying down a road of plywood. Jason and Colby are working on that now, and then we're gonna be trucking in all of our rock through that direction there. When digging a hole in the ground, whether it be in a front yard or backyard, you're gonna come across something. And I think we found every rock in this guy's backyard. We found this little guy, and then all his little friends over here. Everything was in our hole. We started carving it. It was shaped real nicely, but not anymore. So now we can go back, recarve and reshape our top shelf here. Fish cave is going to be tucked right in over here. We did actually come across the main line of his irrigation system, so we've got to pull these lines back. So once we're finished, those irrigation guys can come in, make those repairs, just kind of route it back around the far side of the pond there. But getting those big rocks out is going to allow us to get our shape the way that we had intended it to be. But getting those out was quite a task. This little machine was probably maxed out on what it was able to lift and to dig those out, but they're out. So now we just have to work on finishing this, get in our fish cave, little notch in the back here, get this back shelf, and then rake it clean and drop in that fabric. So we're making great progress so far. Let's see what we can do now. When starting an excavation like this, it's so important that you know your depths, and having a benchmark to go back to double check to make sure that your water height is right, that your shelf depth is right, and that your bottom pond depth is right is so critical. And the way we do that on this project is by laser transit. Here's the transit. This has a laser that spins around, hits our receiver over here. We can move up our stick depending upon where it is. We've marked it here. This is our patio height. We went up 4 inches. That's our water level. Then we can go up a foot and then another foot, and that tells us shelf and bottom of pond. And then reversely, we go down the stick 2 feet, and that tells us where the lip of our biofalls is going to be. So using that benchmark allowed us to get all of these measurements. We can always go back using that right there. That's the top of our patio. And then that measurement will never change. Doesn't matter if this moves, it's always going to be the same. Having that benchmark is a crucial component when digging. day 2 on this 10x14 pond. Hopefully we're gonna get a couple hours in before the skies open up. Forecast is calling for some heavy rains today. So we're gonna do some work before that stops us. But in the meantime, let me show you what we got done yesterday. We got the underlayment in, the liner in, and then a couple of these nice big rocks here. What we're gonna do on this far side here, since this wall kept collapsing on us, we weren't able to actually form a shelf. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna drop a nice big one in here that goes from the floor up to the top of the pond here, and then another guy over there, and then we'll do some nice stonework in between it. And then we've got our bottom shelf all the way around, and back on that far side, we'll disguise our fish cave. But the skimmer is hooked up, it's already been attached. So all we gotta do now is just focus on the rock work in the pond. We get as much of this done today, then tomorrow, once the rain clears, we're gonna be in good shape to be working out of the pond and up into that waterfall. So we are making some awesome progress. I'm gonna show you what we got so far here in the pond. Just about finished rocking it in, but it's just me and Jason, so it's a lot of work for 2 guys. But so far, we dropped in some of these big boulders that actually came out of the ground, making a nice ledge over here. This stacked wall is elevating it up to the level here. Water's gonna be about right there, so it's just about in the water completely. We're working our way around. The waterfall is going to be somewhere on this side. Fish cave over on the corner. This is perfectly disguised over here and about 18 inches deep. So his fish are going to have plenty of room to seek shelter, shade, whatever. They could have little fish parties in there. I'm not even sure what fish do. But next up, we've also got our skimmer framed out on either side, and we're working our way around this edge over here. We thought we had one rock that was gonna fit here, but it was just gonna be too awkward to fit. So that rock's actually gonna end up being a frame rock for the final waterfall into the pond. So there we go. Biofalls is now connected. What we're working on now, we are just trying to scrape back as much of the soil as we can to berm up so we have something to build against, and also to disguise the back end of that biofalls. Again, there were so many rocks in here that we're bringing in some extra topsoil, but we've already started to place a couple of rocks down the stream. We're just trying to find a good spillway for our second drop. We want to make sure that that's going to be visible from the back side of the house, from the side windows, and from the porch. So we're just going through our pile of rocks on the side here to find one that's going to fit real nice here so it's visible this way. And then it's going to wrap around, pool a little bit, and then come over this final spillway here. So we're using a 5 PL pump in here, so we're going to have approximately 4,700 gallons of water coming out of this biofall. So that's an awesome flow of water. Should be plenty enough to come over all 3 spillways with about 2 inches of water across like a 20-inch spillway. So there's going to be a good amount of water moving through here, so that's going to be a nice looking waterfall. I think sometimes in life you catch a break, and today that's it. The day is going by quicker than our progress. So we called in some recruits. We've now got Brennan and Bolivar working with us, so we are going to knock this one out of the park. We've got 6 guys here. Oh no, 6? 6. Yeah, we got 6 guys now, so there's no reason we're not going to finish this today and fire it up. Jason's got it just about rinsed out, so we are ready to move some rocks. say it's a mad dash to get this job finished, and I think we're gonna do it. Absolutely. We've got Colby, Brennan. Who's this guy? What's his name? Oh, that's Boley. Jason, Anthony. They all came to rescue me on this job. We were kind of fumbling, but you can see we are already filling the pond. We've drained out just about half of our holding tank. We've also got the hose filling it with fresh water. We're gonna rinse down the rest of our stream, finish our edges, continue cleaning up, and then fire this thing up for the first time. I cannot wait. We've got the whole crew waiting to see your reaction here.
All right, I've been waiting for this for over a year. Oh, wow. This is awesome. Nice job. Very good. I had high expectations, but it's even better. Yeah. Oh wow.
So this waterfall here is super interesting, the way that Boley put his rocks here. So you can see the water not only is sliding down, but also forced over the front of that, making a pretty dramatic falls, where it then quickly pulls up, comes over our second spillway where the customer found a neat piece of driftwood he wanted incorporated. So that was worked into the little stream edge, and then the water just races around this other rock before it shoots over this final cascade into the pond. So a lot of action here, about 4,000 gallons of water coming out of that biofalls straight down through this little stream and waterfall. I think our team did an awesome job working in this space, working in the conditions, working with all the rocks that were in the soil, just to then bring in more rocks to put on top of the soil. So it's kind of ironic, but that's what we do, and I think it came out fantastic.